by every week with her hard riding. Straight shooting. And suspense.
Say, this looks like a good place for one, Kathy.
That's fine. Leave it there.
All right. Just put the nail right there. You better let me do it. Women don't know how to hammer a nail right.
I'm too excited, I guess. The election coming up, and Uncle Dave due back on today's stage.
Gosh, I'd be excited, too. There. How's that?
That's fine. Let's go.
Yeah, we got a lot of more posters to put up. How about this for one, Kathy?
That's fine.
Annie says he's a cinch win. I bet you're awful proud of your Uncle Dave.
Uh-huh. Why don't you tack one up here, over Mr. Holmes' picture?
Annie'd skin me alive for not being fair. Besides, your uncle would win even if there weren't any pictures up. Everybody knows he's the best doggone lawyer in the county.
Tagg, there's only one thing wrong with Uncle Dave winning.
Huh?
We'd have to move to Capital City, and I wouldn't get to see you anymore.
Gosh. Oh, doggone it.
What was that you said about women and hammering?
Come on, let's go.
That's Morgan's stage. Come on. Catch him, Annie?
Dave's more important. We better find out how he is. Come on.
Whoa!
Hello, Annie. Lofty.
Well, I'm sure glad to see you two, Annie. Never was much good with a gun. And those men were getting mighty close.
Any idea who they were, Dave?
No. But I'm sure they weren't planning on voting for me.
Maybe that's just it, Dave. Might be a few men in the territory like to see you out of the running.
Like Carter Holmes, maybe?
Oh, I'll admit Holmes's tactics aren't always ethical. Oh, but I can't figure him trying something like this.
Well, the important thing is to get you back to town. And safely.
Well, you can count on one thing, Annie. Being elected means a lot to me. And nothing's going to put me out of the race.
We're glad to hear that, Dave.
Territory needs men like you, Dave.
We'll follow you back to town.
You make the turn all right there, Bob?
Sure.
This territory needs...
Hey, boss.
This territory needs honest and fearless representation by a man well qualified to get things done. I suggest, my friends, that I am that man. If I am...
You better stop talking and do some listening.
All right, Simpson, what is it? Make it brief. I've got a lot of promises to make to my audience tonight.
You better make them good, because your competition's still breathing. Annie Oakley and that deputy chased us off.
Chased you off? Well, we still got another week before election. We'll have other chances.
It's the Abilene Kid.
You know him?
One of the fastest guns in the country.
See what he wants.
Looking for somebody, mister?
Yeah. Carter Holmes.
Who wants him?
The Abilene kid. I got business with Holmes.
Maybe he ain't here.
Then I'll wait.
Hold it.
Now, you ain't planning on using that gun, are you, mister?
Maybe you're not as fast as I've heard.
Maybe. Why don't you find out?
Mr. Holmes is inside.
Carter Holmes?
That's right.
I'm the Abilene kid. Maybe you heard of me.
Yes, indeed, many times. As a matter of fact, I just heard you were in prison.
I was, but I don't like talking about the past. It's the future that interests me.
Well, you and I think alike, Abilene. I am keenly aware of the possibilities of the future myself.
And maybe we can make a deal.
Deal? But how could the future of this territory interest you?
You're a great kidder, Holmes. The only interest you got in this territory is what you can put in your pocket.
I'm merely trying to mix business with politics, my boy.
Good. I figure I like about 20% of that business.
So would everyone. What have you got on your mind?
A way to get Dave Morgan to drop out of the election.
I'm perfectly capable of taking care of that myself without making a partnership of a fast gun.
Sure, but I can do it without any gunplay. Like that.
Don't listen to him, boss. Me and Len can handle this.
You tried that before, remember? Maybe Abilene's got something.
You can't beat Morgan without me, Holmes, unless you kill him. And I know you'd like to do things in a peaceful way.
All right. I'll give you 3 days. If Morgan drops out by then, you've got yourself a deal.
I thought you'd see it my way.
Holy Toledo! The Abilene kid! Lofty, you gotta come quick.
What's wrong, Tagg?
It's the Abilene kid. He's here in town.
You sure?
Positive. I saw him. He's over at the hotel. Take a look for yourself.
Let's see what he's doing in Diablo.
There's no charge against him in this territory, Annie.
I know that, Lofty, but if he's here long enough, there will be. A man like him always brings trouble. You stay here, Tagg.
All right, Eddie.
I heard the law was quick in this town.
Quick enough, Abilene. The best thing you can do is get on that horse and ride out.
That's not being very sociable, is it?
We're not running a rest home for gunfighters. Or hadn't you heard?
Pretty as a picture and tells jokes, too. You just gotta be Annie Oakley.
That's right.
It wasn't a joke that tipped me off, really. It's that gun you're wearing. I hear you know how to use it.
Don't try her, mister.
I wasn't planning on it. Wouldn't hardly seem fair, swapping shots with the prettiest girl on the territory.
You got any ideas along that line, look this way.
I came to Diablo to do business, not to kill me a deputy.
Lofty.
This business you speak of, better be real legal.
It is.
If it isn't, you'd better get yourself a good lawyer.
Yes, ma'am. I'll sure do that.
Sweet shooting, Annie.
Gosh, yes.
Well, thank you, gentlemen.
Eddie! Coffee!
What's trouble, Fred? The hotel on fire?
No, sir, nothing like that. But you sure got your hands full of trouble. You know that feller checked in this morning?
The Abilene kid?
That's him, yes, sir. But I didn't know who he was, not till just 2 minutes ago when Cy Blake told me. If I'd have known, I'd have come right straight to you when he rode out.
Rode out for where?
Dave Morgan's place, that's where. He asked me where Dave lived, and I told him.
Well, how long ago was that, Fred?
About a half hour.
Tagg, put the stuff in the office. Come
All
on.
right, Eddie.
Uncle Dave,
Oh, Kathy.
I brought you some sandwiches and milk, Uncle Dave. You haven't had anything to eat since you've been home.
Oh, thank you, Kathy. I don't know what I'd do if I didn't have you around to look after me.
It's only 'cause I love you and 'cause you're gonna be the most important man in the territory.
Thank you, honey. And I love you, too. I couldn't be more proud of you, my own daughter.
Sounds like we've got company. How do you do?
Hello. You, Kathy?
Uh-huh. But I don't know you.
I'm a friend of your pa's. Is he home?
Sure. But he's not my daddy. He's my uncle.
Hello, Dave. It's been a long time.
Frank, what are you doing here?
Just came to visit, Dave. I hear you're a big man in these parts now.
Kathy, you go outside and play. This man and I have business. Go outside and play, dear, like a good girl.
All right, Uncle Dave.
Nice little girl.
What is it you want? Why did you come here?
Well, is that a nice way to talk to your own brother? You ain't getting too big to see your own kin, are you?
I don't want any part of you, Frank. I told you that when you ran out on your wife and baby years ago.
I had to, Dave. The law was after me.
Still haven't changed, have you? I've been reading the papers.
You were always good at that reading and writing stuff, weren't you? Kathy know about me?
Of course she doesn't. You want me to tell her that her father's a gunfighter, the notorious Abilene kid?
Yeah, I guess you wouldn't want to lay claim on me. Do you a lot of harm, wouldn't it, Dave? Everyone finding out who your brother was?
What are you getting at?
Just thinking you'd have a hard time getting votes if anyone knew.
Are you serious?
I got myself to consider, Dave. You got yourself a nice practice, good little ranch. What have I got?
You chose your own life. Nobody did it for you.
Man gets tired of running. I'd kind of like to settle down.
What is it you want? Money?
Wouldn't cost you a cent, Dave. All you got to do is drop out of the election.
Or you'll expose yourself as my brother.
You got the idea? Simple as that.
Don't you care what it would do to your daughter?
She'll get over it. Kids forget things.
I wish I could kill you.
Sounds like you really want to climb a ladder, Dave.
If it were only the election, I wouldn't care. But it's Kathy, and she can't know it.
You don't have to. All you gotta do is drop out of the election, nice and quiet.
It isn't that easy. People in this territory need honest representation.
And all you gotta figure out is what's more important, the people or Kathy.
I see, you've already made up your mind.
Looks that way, don't it?
Where's Dave?
Inside. He and some men are talking.
Dave,
Your friends always bust in without knocking, Dave?
I'm sorry, Dave.
It was you who told me to get a good lawyer, remember? I would just leave him. Think it over, Dave. Trouble?
No, Lofty. Nothing you can help me with, thanks.
Did he threaten your life?
No. Nothing to worry about, really, Annie.
Are we gonna see you again sometime?
I don't know. Depends on a few things.
Dave Morgan quit race. Why, Dave? Why did you quit?
Annie, I've tried to explain.
Dave, nothing you've said makes sense. You're just quitting like that.
The Abilene kid has something to do with it, hasn't he?
Annie, please, just forget it.
Forget it. When the whole territory is looking towards you for an honest representative, how can I?
I'm sorry. I've made my decision.
The Abilene kid's behind it, Lofty. I'm certain of it.
Maybe I should have a little talk with him. Shake something out.
He doesn't shake easy. But he just might respond to a little logic, if you can get him over here to talk to me.
I just don't understand it. Uncle Dave wanted so much to be elected.
I just guess you can't tell about politicians.
Oh, Tagg.
I'm sorry, Kathy. I was only kidding. Come on, Kathy. We got a lot of posters to take down.
Look, Abilene, you can call it a woman's intuition or whatever you want. But I know you've got something to do with Dave's decision to drop out of this election.
What have I had?
You're hurting the whole territory. We need men like Dave, and they're hard to come by.
You think he can stop the lying and cheating in this territory?
Not overnight, no. But you can be sure that Dave would try and make it a clean, decent place for children to grow up in.
Funny thing about children. They grow up no matter where they are. They learn how to take care of themselves, like I did.
Do you think you did a good job of it? A gunfighter, one who spent time in prison? I said decent.
You sound like you got a personal stake going for you.
I have. My brother Tagg. But not just for him, for all the children. They deserve better than we're giving them now.
Dave Morgan's being elected is the answer, huh?
It's a start.
Lecture's over, Deputy. Go back in.
Think you did any good?
I don't know, Lofty. I just don't know.
Hi, kids.
Hi. Hello.
You mind running along, kid? Kind of likes to talk to Kathy.
Well, I don't know.
It's all right, Tagg. We're friends.
All right. I'll take down a few more posters.
Sit down.
We are friends, aren't we?
Sure we are. You've been crying. Why all the tears? But whatever it is, it'll all be forgotten tomorrow.
No, I'm afraid it won't.
Come on, then. What is it?
It's my Uncle Dave. He's not going to be elected. He quit.
Now, is that really so important to you?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Why?
Well, it's kind of hard to explain it, I guess.
Just that what?
Just that I love him so much, and he's been so good to me, just like my real father would have been.
Your real father? You know about him?
Yes, Uncle Dave told me all about him.
He did?
Yes, he must have been a wonderful man. He was a hero, you know.
A hero?
Yes, he died in the war. He saved all his regiment. He got lots and lots of decorations.
Your Uncle Dave told you all that?
Yes. Why?
Oh, nothing. I was just thinking.
My Uncle Dave says it does a man good to think.
Yeah, I guess he would say that.
Well, I guess I better be going now. Hope I see you again sometime.
So do I.
Bye.
Bye, Kathy.
Dave Morgan quits race. Easier than I thought.
Yeah.
Hey, this makes good reading, Abilene.
Say the congratulations, Holmes. Deal's off.
Off? What are you talking about?
I've changed my mind.
Well, you can't change what's in the paper, Abilene. It says Morgan's pulling out.
Starting the days back in.
You realize you're throwing away 20% of a gold mine, and after Morgan has already dropped out?
That's right.
Look, Abilene, you may have been suddenly conscience-stricken, but I haven't. Morgan stands between me and a fortune.
I'm standing there too, Holmes. You try to get to Dave Morgan, you got to get by me first.
Maybe you think we won't.
You might try, but there's nobody on your payroll can do it.
How about me, Abilene? I figured his reputation was kind of overworked.
Before you start patting yourself on the back, we got things to do.
Dave Morgan?
That's right, and it's got to be done now.
Are you riding with us?
No, I'm going into town, make sure I'm seen. I don't want anybody pointing their finger at me.
What about him?
We'll take care of that later.
Fast gun. Huh. They're going to kill Dave. Stop them.
Who, Evelyn?
Carter, Holmes, and gunman. You gotta move fast. Here's Holmes.
Take care of him, Annie.
Tell Dave I'm sorry. Tell him I didn't know. He'll understand.
Look after Kathy, Tagg.
All right, Eddie. Come on, Kathy.
That's why I dropped out of the race, Annie. I didn't want Kathy to know her father was the Abilene Kid and my brother.
I understand, Dave. And I don't blame you for what you did.
For the first time, I can really say I was proud of my brother.
I tried to stop her, but I couldn't.
Everything's all right now. Everything's all right.
But Mr. Abilene,
He died a hero, Cat. Helping us.
just like my real daddy.
Just like your real daddy.
Bullseye! Annie Oakley hits the entertainment bullseye every week with her hard riding. Straight shooting. And suspense.
Say, what are you doing out here all alone, fella?
Better not touch him. I'm the only one who knows how to handle him. My father, the chief of the Indian tribe, gave him to me.
You're not an Indian.
I know it. As a matter of fact, I'm running away from the tribe.
You don't make sense.
Look, silly. It's all very simple. When I was a baby, my parents and I were on our way to California, where we inherited a gold mine. We were coming across the plains in a big covered wagon. Indians attacked like lightning. Daddy tried to run for it, but they outnumbered us. During the fight, I fell from the wagon. I would have been killed, except the Indians took me into their camp. My mother and Daddy both got killed. The chief raised me like his own little girl.
Then how come you're running away?
I want to see the world.
But you're all alone.
Sure, but I'm not scared. The Indians taught me a lot of things.
Like what?
Like how to blaze a tree and follow tracks, and what wild berries eat, and how to shoot wild game with a bow and arrow.
Gosh.
You want to eat with me? I'm going to make camp now.
Nuh-uh. I got to get home. Say, why don't you come and have dinner with us? Annie wouldn't mind.
Annie?
She's my sister.
Well, I don't know. I was planning to get to Texas by next week for the wagon races. I'm going to win enough prize money to buy supplies and things to keep me going.
Gosh, you could stay just for tonight. We got lots of room. I never found out your name.
Sugarfoot Sue. It's what the Indians call me. I don't know my real name.
I'm Tagg Oakley. You want to come?
Well, I guess one day wouldn't matter. Okay, Tagg.
Come on. Annie's the best cook in the whole world. Hi, Scotty.
Hi, Tagg. Who's she?
Sugarfoot Sue. I met her out on the trail. She lived with the Indians, going to Texas to enter the wagon races.
It's true.
And she lived off of wild game and berries. She's gonna stay with us tonight.
Nobody would believe stories like that, Tagg. I bet you don't even know any Indians. And I don't think you can drive a wagon either.
I can, too.
That's my pa's wagon there in front of the store. Let's see you drive it.
Well, you see, the wagons we raced were a lot bigger. Kind of stogans, and sometimes stagecoaches.
If you race big wagons, that one ought to be easy.
All right.
Want to give up?
Better not do it, Sue.
Just give me room.
Yeah!
Sue! Whoa, whoa! I hope you're satisfied. Come on, let's get some help. Fault. Why didn't you tell us you'd never driven a team before?
It was those spooky old horses. I just wasn't used to them.
Tagg, you should have had better sense.
Gosh, Annie, I thought she was different. Not just an ordinary girl. She said she lived down the trail, shot game with a bow and arrow and things.
Sue, I'd like to talk to you. What is all this about your living with the Indians?
I did, really.
Oh, now look, youngster,
Lofty.
you...
Did the Indians make you work very hard?
Oh, yes, very.
May I see the other one? It doesn't look like you work very hard, does it? You know, Sue, we can't help you unless you tell us the truth. Now, where do you live?
Well,
I can answer that, miss. I'm Frank Ryan, Susan's father. A young man outside told me she was here. Is she in some kind of trouble?
Oh, nothing serious, Mr. Ryan. Her imagination just got the best of her.
Again? Susan, how many times have I told you to use good sense?
I'm sorry.
Being sorry's not enough. I've spent half the afternoon looking high and low for you.
Tagg, why don't you and Sue go on outside? Lofty and I'll talk to Mr. Ryan.
Okay, sis. Come on, Susan.
Mr. Ryan, I'm Annie Oakley. And this is Deputy Sheriff Lofty Craig.
Mr. Ryan.
Howdy do. I'll have to apologize for Susan. Just don't know what I'm going to do with that child.
No need to apologize. Kids all make up stories.
Not like Susan. Ever since her grandfather Barker left her the ranch in his will, it's been getting worse.
Oh, you the folks from out at the Barker place?
Yes. But I assure you we won't be there long. I intend to sell out as soon as possible and get back east.
That's good land, Mr. Ryan. For farming and ranching both.
Oh, I suppose so. But it's not my line. I'm an accountant by trade. And I'm afraid there's not much need for that here in Diablo.
Now, what does Sue think about you going back east?
Oh, not much, I'm afraid. But then I guess most children would prefer it out here. More like in the storybooks.
Well, have you ever tried to find out why Sue makes up her stories?
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, she's carrying her fantasies a little too far. There's probably a reason for it.
Oh, whatever it is, I couldn't tell you.
Maybe Tagg could help her. Someone her own age might be just what she needs.
Oh, I hope so. I've tried every way I know to stop her.
I should have known better than to trust a girl.
You trust your sister, don't you?
Sure, but that's different.
Gosh, bet you're proud of your sister, aren't you?
You bet.
Wish my daddy did something exciting. He's just an accountant.
Well, gosh, everybody can't be a hero, except in fairy tales.
I never heard any of those. Daddy says it isn't good for children to hear about things that aren't true.
Why are you always telling stories?
Oh, you just wouldn't understand. Want to know a secret?
I don't care.
I know where there's a treasure.
See? There you go again.
No, honest. This time I'm telling the truth. I saw it.
Where?
In an old chest. Out near Boulder Canyon. Must have been left by pirates or something.
Pirates only by the ocean.
Well, it's there anyway. I can prove it.
If you're kidding now.
It's the truth. I'll meet you here in town tomorrow morning. I'll show you.
Well, okay.
Susan, get your pony. We're going back to the range.
Yes, Daddy.
Lofty's gonna ride out with you.
Oh, swell. Daddy, will you do something for me?
What?
Buy a hat like Lofty's. A real cowboy hat.
A hat won't change what I am, Susan. The sooner you realize that, the better off you'll be.
But, Daddy...
The answer is no. Now, please, dear, try and be practical, just for once.
Fresh horses, boys. Hurry up, cut them out. Hey there. Leave them horses alone. Just stand quiet, Pop, and you won't get hurt.
Lofty, are you hurt?
That's just an arm wound. Quit your worrying.
I'm sure glad you weren't hurt bad, Lofty.
Want to know a secret?
Yes, what?
So am I.
You know, I could play like I was Florence Nightingale and nurse you back to health.
That's a good idea. Tell you what, you be Florence Nightingale and I'll be the dashing English soldier.
Okay.
Lofty, I wish you wouldn't encourage her imagination.
Anything you say, friend. Like Annie said, little fantasy's good for kids.
Fantasy doesn't pay bills.
No, I suppose it doesn't.
Here, you better take one of these.
No, I don't need any of those, thanks. Bye, Sue.
Bye.
Thanks again, Frank. Patch me up.
You're welcome.
I gotta hole up somewhere and get this wound cleaned up.
There's an abandoned mine about a mile ahead.
Good. We'll head for there and stay overnight.
We gotta have some supplies.
You and the boys can get them tomorrow. Then we'll hit out for the border.
What if somebody spots us?
Shoot your way out.
Morning, Annie.
Morning, Lofty. How's the arm?
Be as good as new in a week.
Say, where's Tagg? I didn't see him inside.
Oh, he and Sue went out treasure hunting.
Oh, his idea?
No, Sue's. She says she knows right where it is. Here, hold these a minute, Lofty.
You know, Annie, I got the feeling that, well, if Frank would spend a little more time with Sue, his whole problem would be solved.
I'm sure it would. But how do we convince him?
It's a good question. I'll admit she can sure make up some whoppers, though.
She sure can.
You better take this.
Hey, Annie, look.
What's wrong?
Those are the men that stole Frank's horses.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm positive. Hey, you there!
You fool! I'll get a horse and foal.
Not with that arm.
Unload, Al. That's Annie Oakley. She'll drop us both if she shoots. I said unload.
Save your strength, mister. You still got to go up that hill and start a long walk back to jail.
There it is.
Doesn't look like a treasure chest to me.
You just wait and see.
Here, let me try it. There's nothing in there. Just an old trunk.
But it looked like a treasure chest.
Did you look inside it?
No. But I was sure it was full of gold, lying out here like that. I didn't know. Where you going?
Home.
But Tagg, maybe the treasure's still around here someplace. Somebody could have moved it.
There never was any treasure, and you know it. All you ever do is make things up. Well, I'm never gonna believe you again. Ever. Come on, kids.
He's one of them, no doubt about it.
I'm never gonna trust another woman again as long as I live. Hey, what happened?
We had a run-in with two of the Rustlers, Tagg.
Sounds like you got worse trouble anyway. What's all this about women?
Well, you see, Sugarfoot Sue went...
Susan been telling you stories again.
Yes, about a buried treasure. Only it turned out to be just an old trunk.
Where is she now?
I guess out in Boulder Canyon. Probably dreaming up some more fibs.
You shouldn't have left her out there alone.
Oh, nothing could happen to her, Annie. If she ever did get into trouble, She could always lie her way out.
Tagg, Oakley.
I'm sorry, Annie.
I don't blame the boy, Annie. But I've got to put a stop to this once and for all. Maybe what Susan needs is a good spanking.
I think understanding would help an awful lot more, Mr. Ryan.
Well, what do you mean?
Susan's a child with normal childish desires. Dreams, imagination, fantasy, they're all a part of growing up, and they're important to children.
I've always tried to be a practical man, Miss Oakley, and I've tried to bring up Susan the same way.
Exactly. Maybe you've been too practical. Maybe if Susan had had a chance to pretend once in a while with you, she wouldn't want to be doing it alone.
You mean, you want me to, encourage this fairy tale nonsense?
To a point, yes.
Annie's right, Frank. The most fun I had as a kid was pretending. We all grow up soon enough.
I thought I was right.
I'm sure you did.
But if you're right, how is that going to stop Susan from lying? Seems to me it'll only make it worse.
I don't think so. If Susan finds a healthy outlet for her imagination, and she knows you approve, I don't think her stories will get her in nearly as much trouble.
I'm going to ride out and find her.
You just gotta show him, Chief. Maybe there's some buried treasure up here.
Where's Vic?
We were spotted in town. Annie Oakley got him. We got to take a long way around to get back.
Anybody follow you?
No, but we better head out of here.
Yeah, we'll hold up here until nightfall. Better get the horses inside. Jess, you stay out here and keep watch.
Susan, I've been looking for you.
I found the Rustlers, Daddy. They're back there.
Susan, are you telling stories again?
It's not a story, honest. Come and look for yourself.
All right, I will, young lady. But I'm warning you. If you're not telling the truth, I'm going to paddle your backside good. Now show me where they are.
It's up here, Daddy.
See it with my own eyes, I wouldn't believe it.
There's two more of them inside.
You run back and get Annie and Lofty. I'll keep an eye on her. Now hurry.
Lofty, you've got to come quick. We found the Rustlers.
Here we go again.
No, really, my daddy has them surrounded at their hideout.
All by himself?
Yes, you've got to help him.
What do we do? Call out the cavalry?
Look, Sue, you're gonna have to stop this. Imagination's fine, but up to a point.
But it's true.
Sure. And everyone could go on another wild goose chase.
Oh, Tagg, I know you think I'm lying, but I'm not. I promise I'm not.
That's what you said about the Indians and the buried treasure.
I know it, but this time it's true. You got to believe me.
Sue, I'm sorry, but I've got too much to do here. I haven't time to take a ride that I honestly believe would be for nothing.
No. Annie!
Ooh,
What's the matter with you?
Oh, Annie, you've got to help me. You've just got to.
Oh, what's the matter?
Well, she says she's found the Rustlers. Says Frank has them surrounded.
It's the truth, I promise. Oh, Annie, you've got to believe me. You've just got to. My daddy's in danger.
Those tears aren't a lie, Lofty. Sue's telling the truth. Sue, can you take us to where your daddy is?
Yes, oh, yes. Please hurry.
Can I go, sis?
All right, Tagg, but you've got to promise to keep Sue out of danger when we get there. Come on. Tagg, stay here and tie off the horses.
All right, Annie.
I'll get the horse and we'll try and bust out of here.
My Rustler catching team any day, Frank.
Oh, Daddy, you were so brave. You did have them surrounded, didn't you?
I'm afraid, honey, it was a little more the other way around. You got Annie Lofty here just in time.
Well, we almost didn't come at all.
Yeah, we thought Sue was just telling another one of her tall tales.
I promise, cross my heart, that I'll never tell a story again as long as I live. And gosh, I don't have to, because now I can tell the truth all about my daddy and how brave he is.
You know something, honey? When we get back into town, I'm going to buy a hat.
Like Lofty's?
Just like Lofty. So I can run that ranch of ours.
Bullseye! Annie Oakley hits the entertainment bullseye every week with her hard riding. Straight shooting. And suspense.
Howdy.
A hearty welcome to you. My name is Tim Lafferty.
Mine's Tagg Oakley.
Word, Tagg Oakley, eh? You wouldn't happen to be in relation to Annie Oakley, would you?
I'm her brother.
Hmm?
Do you know her, Mr. Lafferty?
No, but I've heard of her. The little Colleen with the eye of an eagle and the heart of a lion.
She's pretty good, but I've never heard it said like that before.
Well, it isn't everybody that can be born in old Ireland and have the gift of the silver tongue from the leprechauns.
Leprechauns? What are they?
They're the little people, the wee folk from the elves and the fairies.
Gosh, they're not real, are they?
They're just as real as you and me, to them as can see them. Well, they're all around me. They followed me from the old sod, and ouch! Now there, get along with your little jokes there. Get along with it.
Who are you talking to, and what happened?
Well, one of them pinched me. That one right there. Oh, I tell you, they're full of devilry and mischief, they are.
You mean there's a leprechaun right here?
Yeah. You tell me you didn't see him there? That little man about so high, with a green coat and a cap and whiskers?
Gee, I don't see a thing.
You don't?
Neither do I. And you said I had the eyes of an eagle.
Oh, it is the sweet little Annie herself. Now, look, you get away. Get away. Now, get over there. And you put your hat on straight because you're in front of a lady. Miss Annie, it is a different kind of a sight that is called for.
And a different kind of imagination.
Maybe if you stay here a while, I can get so I can see him.
I'll bide a while and look for the treasure of gold.
You prospecting? You don't seem to have any prospecting tools.
Oh, but I have methods of my own.
Sounds like trouble.
Say, we can follow her as long as I stay with you.
It's as good as done, lad.
Annie, he's dead. My brother's dead.
Eliza, I'm sorry.
We got Biddle, but that Oakley wildcat horned in.
Yeah, I was watching.
If you'll just drive Miss Biddle into town, we won't put you to any more trouble, Mr. Rafferty.
Trouble indeed. I stand by me friends. And if you would be so kind, me friends call me Tim.
I want to be your friend, Tim.
Thank you, Tim.
You haven't any idea who these men were?
No, you know yourself that Amos didn't have an enemy in the world.
I've seen to the necessary matters, Eliza.
Thank you, Tim. Well, I guess I'd better go home.
Eliza, since your brother's gone, I think you need a man around the house to do the chores.
Well,
if it's a helping hand you'll be wanting, you've got it.
well, thank you, Tim. But if you don't mind, I'd like to start back right now.
We're as good as there, ma'am. Now, keep your chin up and your hat on straight, and everything will be rosy in the morning.
Lofty, Amos Biddle may not have had any enemies, but that gang was out to kill him, not rob him.
A hunch again?
Not this time. The man that did the shooting killed Amos after he saw me. He couldn't have stopped then to rob him.
Not with you there.
Annie, Lofty, Tim's going to help me see a leprechaun.
Oh, Tagg, you don't really think Tim believes in him, do you?
Well, I don't know, but it's kind of fun. Ouch! Say,
What's all that?
one of those leprechauns. They must have found me. See, they like to pinch people, and one just pinched me.
Oh, nonsense. You probably just got a cramp in your leg.
Ouch! Go away! Ouch! Now go away, will you? Go on, get out of here. Well, it hurts.
How's it going?
Like always, the richest gold-bearing ore I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Well, now that the funeral's over, I guess I can talk business to Eliza.
We gotta make her sell, boss. This vein starts under your property, but the best part of it lies under her land.
There was never any question in my mind, or I wouldn't have taken you in to help me get rid of Amos.
I know you're going at this the right way, Colby, but sometimes a fella gets awful anxious with a fortune and gold laying right at his feet. You know, something could go wrong.
Nothing's going wrong. Just to make sure, have Monk mount up and keep his eye on the biddle spread.
Looking for what?
That Irishman working for Eliza says that he's a prospector. He's more than half local, but no use taking any chances if he knows he's around.
Close the door, Sandy. Did you close that door? All right. There. We've got the chores well in hand, Eliza.
We, the leprechauns, have learned to chop wood and to shut doors, huh?
Pull my leg, if you will. But one day I will show you things in the world beyond the knowledge of mortals.
Well, it's beyond the knowledge of this mortal how Amos ever kept this ranch going as long as he did. We don't have enough water.
No water it is. Well, I'll have to do something about it.
Do something about it, but how?
Oh, there are ways and ways.
If you're thinking of digging wells, it's no use. Amos tried that.
Digging, she says. Faith, I never put spade to ground till I knew the water was down there and ready to jump in my arms.
Are you trying to tell me, Tim, that you know where the water is before you dig?
You think that's another one of my daft notions?
Where are you going now?
I'm going out to start my researches. Oh, it may take me a day or two. But if there's water here, I'll find it. Now, Eliza, wish me in the leprechaun's well.
I don't know.
If he had a butterfly net, I'd say he's trying to catch leprechauns.
What can you catch with a twig?
A twig?
Yeah, what about it?
Lofty, did you ever read about dowsers?
Dowsers? Yeah. Yeah, come to think of it.
What are dowsers?
Well, they're people that find water with a willow twig, or what they call a divining rod.
You think Tim's one?
I don't know.
Oh, dowsing's just a superstition, isn't it, Annie?
No, it's more than that, Lofty. There's no explanation for it, but there have been a lot of dowsers that have found water, and even silver and gold.
Eliza could sure use the water.
Annie, you help Tim.
Yeah. Tim, are you hit?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Well, can you get up?
Oh, 6 more laps and I can Irish down.
Is he okay, Annie?
I'm all right. I told Annie I was okay. It was a ruse to trap the spalpeen into coming in closer so I could give him a what for. And who's that murdering scut?
He says his name's Jones. He was shooting at jackrabbits.
I'll show him the difference between a jackrabbit and an Irishman.
Oh, Tim.
Hey, he also shot at me. Jackrabbits don't wear badges.
taking him in.
All right, we'll go on over to Eliza's.
I'll help you, Lofty.
No, Tagg, you going over to Eliza's, and Tim and I'll meet you there.
Sure, sis.
Come on, Tim.
Well, I don't know, Ben. I'm not so sure I want to sell.
It's tough for a man to make this ranch pay, Eliza, and twice as tough for a woman.
I know, but it's been my home for so long.
Hello, Mr. Colby, Miss Biddle. A man tried to shoot Tim while he was prospecting, but he's okay now.
Where is Tim?
Annie's bringing him in, and Lofty caught the man.
Who was the fellow, Tagg?
I don't know. He wouldn't give us his right name.
Oh, pony. Oh, that little fella was hanging on his tail. He couldn't have lost his hat, that little leprechaun. The lad will have told you about it tonight.
Yes, and whatever's going on around here, I'm scared. I'm going to sell the ranch.
Sure.
You are? To who?
Is that why you're here, Ben?
Well, that's why I came, but,
Don't be making any rash move, Elisha. There's water to be found here, and maybe treasure.
I didn't know you were planning on expanding, Ben.
well, I'm running enough cattle that I can use a bigger spread. So I made Amos an offer a while ago and asked Eliza just now if she'd sell, but, oh, I'll have to back out, Eliza.
Why?
Well, somebody's got reason for making trouble on this place, and I don't like to buy trouble.
Well, that makes sense.
Trouble can't last forever, Miss Biddle.
Of course not. And I'm here to stand by you. And I have a feeling in me bones that there's a fortune to be had.
Tim, if I were you, I'd stay away from prospecting for a while.
I'll not be put off my lawful pursuits by skulking assassins.
But, Tim, it's dangerous.
It sure sounds that way to me. Well, I'm sorry, Eliza. Oh, Tagg says that Lofty caught one of the gang, Annie. Did you find out anything about him?
No, he wouldn't talk, but he's behind bars now, and Lofty's keeping after him.
I hope you get results. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
So long.
Sure wish I could figure this thing out, Eliza, but... Well, I guess our best bet is to keep after the prisoner and find out what he knows. Come on, Tagg.
Oh, gosh, Annie. Tim hasn't told me much about dowsing.
Why couldn't he spend the night here, Annie?
He'd be very welcome.
Well, all right.
Good. Then maybe I can see one of those leprechauns.
Well, if Tagg learns about him, maybe you'll teach me.
Sure will.
Okay, Tagg.
Thanks a lot, Annie.
All right, goodbye.
Good night, Annie. And to tell you the truth, I am quite an authority on leprechauns.
Is she going to sell?
Well, we got her where she wants to, but I wouldn't buy.
Have you gone plumb loco?
I call it plumb smart. Listen, we got a lot to do. Annie Oakley was there. She and her deputy caught Monk. He's in jail.
Are they on to us?
No. Monk's keeping his lip button, but I don't know how long that'll last.
He's bound to talk sooner or later, unless we do something.
Well, I've already figured out what to do.
Yeah?
We can fix it so Monk doesn't talk, and we can still get the ranch.
But you said you didn't want it.
Sure, to throw Annie off the trail. I'm making Eliza come to me, and by tomorrow she'll be begging me to take it off her hands. After what's going to happen to Monk.
What is going to happen to Monk?
You're pretty handy with that knife, ain't you?
Yeah. I got taught by an Indian.
How's it going, Lofty?
Mr. Jones is just plumb unsociable. He won't talk about anything. Not even why he can't tell the difference between a deputy sheriff and a jackrabbit.
You might try changing the subject.
Oh, such as what?
Well, tell him how much longer a man stays in jail if he withholds evidence.
It's an idea. Why make it tough on yourself, Jones?
Be a lot easier on you if you remember what you were doing and why.
What are you doing out here? You're supposed to be back to the ranch, me bucko.
Well, when Miss Biddle found out that you'd gone dowsing without any breakfast, she told me to bring these to you.
Well, wasn't that mighty sweet of her?
Sure
Yes,
was.
You hold that.
Gee, thanks. Say, is it really true that when you find gold or water or something, this thing really moves?
Moves? It pulls with the strength of a cart horse.
Gosh. Ouch!
Oh, one of me leprechauns pinched you, eh?
No, this bush, it's sharper than a knife.
Yeah. Sharper than a serpent's tooth. Tooth?
Here's your breakfast, Jones. Oh, kind of overslept, didn't you, Lofty?
Yeah. Looks like Jones doesn't get up with the chickens either. Hey, Jones. Hey, wake up. He's dead, ain't he? Knifed.
No. Well, it must have come through that window.
That's the only possible way.
Who in the world could have done it? If he'd been in with a gang, they'd just right away and forget about him.
Usually. Why, what do you have in mind?
Well, it must have been someone from around here that didn't want their identity known. Come on, Lofty. We've got some riding to do and some questions to ask.
Come in.
Hello, Eliza.
Hello, Ben.
I hate to add to your troubles, Eliza, but your cattle broke down my fence again. They're on my range, probably after water.
What will I do? Ben, I just can't go on.
I'm sure sorry, but... Oh, while I'm here, I might as well get that contract I gave Amos when I thought he might sell out to me.
Oh, it's here somewhere. But, Ben, if you'll buy the ranch, I'll let you have it for a lot less than you offered Amos.
Well, it's still buying trouble.
Yes, but you're a man. You can deal with it better than I can.
That Irishman may be local, but he sure don't scare easy.
The leprechauns, they know where the water and the treasure's to be found. But would they help me out? Not them ornery little devils.
You mean there's leprechauns right here?
Eh? Ah, there's one, sitting in your pony's saddle and grinning at me.
Doggone it. I guess I'll just never get to see a leprechaun.
Tagg, come here.
What do you want?
Now I'll tell you what I want you to do. I want you to go up there and give him a good swipe and scare him. Because when they're scared, that's when they yield up their secrets.
Gosh, it's kind of hard to hit something you can't see, Mr. Laffy.
Now you go over there and take a swipe at him like I tell you.
Okay. Is he still there?
Yes.
Did I hit him, Mr. Lafferty? Huh? Did I hit him good?
You done it, lad. You done it.
Here, let me try. Hey, it doesn't work for me.
Well, that don't make any difference. You helped anyway, and now we found it. We found it.
Yeah!
We found it.
The way he's jumping around, looks like he's found something.
Sure looks like it.
He's right over where our veins align. The boss is at the ranch now trying to close the deal.
Now, you ride up there and tell Miss Liza.
What do I tell her we found, Mr. Lafferty?
You tell her maybe we found the great treasure.
Okay.
And I'll stay here and mark the spot.
That kid's heading for the ranch, but I can get there before he does. You better go in and keep that Mick there.
I never thought the day would come when I'd be glad to sell the ranch, but it did.
Well, I hope I didn't make a mistake buying it. Here's my draft on the bank for the full amount.
Thank you, Ben.
Oh, excuse me, Eliza. Here comes one of my hands, probably about that fence.
Boss, looks like that old buzzard found our strike.
It's too late. I got her signature.
What are they doing here?
There's nothing to me. I've got the ranch, and Monk never got a chance to talk.
Want to talk to you, Kobe? Who's this?
Sundown. Hired him a couple of weeks ago. What's on your mind?
That man I caught yesterday. He got knifed to death last night.
Oh, Lofty, I hope there isn't any more trouble coming up. Ben just bought the ranch.
After he said he wouldn't take it?
Well, I bought it as a favor to Eliza.
Yes, he did. He really didn't want it.
Didn't want it? He made 2 offers. He seemed awfully interested in that prisoner of Lofty.
Miss Biddle, Tim found a treasure, and it's on your property, but on your line, Mr. Kobe.
Treasure? On your line? So you were doing Eliza a favor. Couldn't be that you knew about this, could it?
I don't know anything about a treasure.
I bet you don't know anything about how Amos and that other man got killed either, do you?
Now turn around and go back to the ranch.
I don't know all the answers, Annie, but the guilty flee when no man pursue it. Says in the good book.
Well, I've got one of the answers, Lofty. This Sundown is real handy when it comes to knife throwing.
In you go! Up St. Patrick for the glory of Ireland! There's one of your rapscallions.
How'd you catch him, Tim?
It wasn't me. It was the leprechauns. Tell him.
He tricked me, telling me there was a little man with whiskers behind me.
Huh? And so there was. And now we can start digging. Whether it's for gold or whether it's for water, your troubles are over, Eliza. Up, St. Patrick.
And how about, the leprechauns?
Look out! There's one behind you.
Oh.